And again, I mentioned this, but that's the coolest thing about Ada, is she's kind of in it for herself. And you never really learn what her real deal is. Those are the pictures from the credits.
We have an irregularity. The researcher we planted has been discovered by the Illuminados.
You must be talking about that vagrant Spaniard. So where is he now?
He's held captive in an abandoned house located northeast of the village. Until he recovers the sample, we can't let him die.
You don't need to remind me. Luis Serra. And I thought I was high maintenance.
She actually says his name right. I like how he's just here. So yeah, that's what Luis's deal is. This is why it makes me think, like, this was cut content. Like, this was stuff that was originally gonna be...
What are you buying? Is that all, stranger?
Seems like a waste of money. I'll go with the better attaché case, though.
Come.
Because it does feel like the story beats that this hits on were there in the background, but they just it wasn't matter. It wasn't important in the scheme of the actual plot of what Resident Evil 4 turned out to be. So that's what makes me think, like, Capcom put down an addendum being like, add an extra story thing to the PlayStation 2 re-release. And they were like, oh shit, what do we do? And they kind of cobbled together notes. Or I don't know. Just... I wish I knew more. That's the frustrating thing, is we don't know. That's another reason I wish games would have that Mr. Cool. That's actually the way to get to Mr. Cool, Ada. The house he's being... Oh, wait, the house he's held captive in right now is that one. And then they get taken all the way over here. Okay. I remember now. Yeah, this is the one with the jacket. I remember now. Fuck. It's all coming back.
What are you selling? Is that all?
I do love getting to play as Ada, though, because she does play different... Although, it's just based off of her mercenaries deal. What the fuck were you doing with the urinal? Lady, ma'am? Ma'am, what were you doing in the urinal? Excuse me. Oh wait, I bet she has. The toilet is filthy.
Un forastero!
Although the I don't know, personally I feel like just completely ditching the main thread of the series, the whole Umbrella shenanigans and all that melodrama, was the correct way to go. Because the series attempting, oh my god, to retcon everything to make sense just really starts to fucking fall apart on itself. For example, I fucking hate the missions in, I think it was Umbrella Chronicles. No, I think it was Umbrella Chronicles, where you play as Ada escaping Raccoon City after the events of Resident Evil 2. Because it suggests that she, at the time, was working for Wesker, which doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, in Resident Evil 2, she was just sort of implied to be working for a mysterious organization that was a competitor with Umbrella. That was kind of this running theme in the original PSX games, was there was an unseen second pharmaceutical corporation competing with Umbrella that was working to bring about its downfall with, like, corporate espionage shit. And Ada was implied to be working for them. And I don't know. Like, it just kind of gets silly after a while. But her whole thing was she was there supposedly to find her boyfriend John, who was an Umbrella researcher, implying that the only reason she was dating John was to get information about Umbrella, and that cover story was false, and she was actually in Raccoon City, coincidentally, when the outbreak happened, to get the G virus. And there's just all this shit. And saying, like, oh, she was actually in contact with Wesker at the time, and working with him. It doesn't fucking make sense. It kind of still doesn't make sense to say that she's doing that even now. And it gets even more dumb when you factor in fucking Resident Evil 5, which it shouldn't. Garbage. Just the entire fucking the web of retardation with this series. You can see why I say just, oh fuck it. We're dealing with cults in Spain. Shut up. Was probably a better route to go with. I don't know, it's sort of the Silent Hill 2 approach, right? Silent Hill 1, Silent Hill 3, and to a lesser extent Silent Hill 4 were about the cult. And then Silent Hill 2 was its own self-contained kind of thing. It feels like that's what Resident Evil 4 was going for. It was going for a self-contained thing that was just borrowing elements from the original games in order to tell its own story. And to be fair, that story was retarded. And I also like the fact that her little report briefing thing had, like, attempts to try and make the Los Illuminados and the Las Plagas make sense. Like, she's desperately trying to be like, oh, here's the way the weird cult powers worked, or something. It's all, conjecture. I'm not really 100% sure. Oh, no. Excuse me, sir. You guys are clones. The three of you. 3 clones. 4. There's a 4th one right there. Man, y'all gotta get the fuck out of my grill. Y'all cramping my style. Can't have you hanging around. She reminds me of Mimi from Rent. Can't you see Ada singing Let's Go Out Tonight? Yo, sweet, wanna hit the street. Wanna wail at the moon like a cat in heat. Just take me out tonight. Just take me out tonight. Don't forsake me. Although Leon is hardly a Roger. He's more like a fucking... He's kind of a retarded puppy that Ada just takes pity on. I do like the Resident Evil 5 had this animation where when you eat an egg, it actually shows them eating it in-game. I think it was like they take the egg out and crack it on their hip and then just swallow the yolk raw. It was just really goofy because, like, yeah, I guess that is what they would be doing. Oh, fuck you. There we go. Okay, now how do I get up there? Oh. Man, the positioning for where you're supposed to do this is really finicky. There's less to say about... I'm running low on ammo, shit. There's less to say about Separate Ways, I think. Because it just degenerates into talking about canon from the other games in the series, and that's just not... It's not a good time, man! Fucking trying to relate the storyline of fucking Resident Evil is a fucking trial. It's super not worth it. And that, more than anything, is probably the key factor with Separate Ways that makes it unsettlingly a different tone from the base game. Because the base game was going for like a B-movie schlock, you know, almost Grindhouse-esque silliness. Like a tongue-in-cheek, taking the piss self-awareness that was, you know, accidental previously in the series. Whereas the original Resident Evil, the first one, was campy by accident. This one was going for a deliberate sort of camp, and it actually pulled it off. And that's really, like, the biggest thing that when I tried to replay Resident Evil 5, I was like, oh, no. Oh, honey. Because Resident Evil 5 tries to take itself so seriously. It thinks it's taking itself so seriously. And it's just so dumb. Like, it's straight-faced and it expects you to take it seriously, and it's so bad. And that's a little bit of what kind of cripples Separate Ways, because it also kind of expects you to take it a little bit seriously. God damn it. Whereas RE4, like the main campaign, was tongue-in-cheek. Separate Ways here is bringing back the seriousness by trying to relate with the canon of the previous games, by continuing elements left hanging when they abandoned all that shit with CVX. Just, I don't know, man. It doesn't feel like the same kind of thing. God damn you. God damn you. God damn all of you. Fuck. Are you kidding me? I'm running low on ammo here. I don't have time to deal with your shenanigans. This game would probably not be that hard to do a knife-only run with. Especially considering the quality of life of just being able to press the trigger. Leon. It's that guy I kind of have a passing interest with occasionally. I like how they, like, as if, like, Ada and fucking Leon are tied by the red string of fate or something like that. It's mostly, what's the word? Not convenience. Shit. Like when the writer forces something. Contrived, that's it. It's mostly contrived because, you know, you can't have Ada running around without Leon also being there, and it would feel weird to have Leon running around without Ada being there. Like, Degeneration is not a good fucking movie, but then the second one happened, and it had Ada there, and it felt a little bit better because of that. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I like how the ruins of the armoire that they tossed Leon into is totally disappeared. And if you actually go back and replay Resident Evil 2, they didn't interact all that often. I mean, she showed up and was like, oh hey, you're a cop and you're not dead? That's weird. All the other cops in this fucking city are fucking dead. Good job on being basically rudimentary competent, Leon. Help me push this fucking truck out of the way. Oh, come on. Shooting the one unlit behind him like that doesn't work. Anyway. I think the only reason it's sort of implied that she starts giving a shit about Leon is because he takes a bullet for her. But even then, he takes a bullet for her, and then she leaves him. Just leaves him for dead with a bullet hole through his fucking chest in the middle of the sewer. And he has to catch up with her. And then saves her from a giant alligator. Resident Evil 2 is weird. And then she does some, like... Are you kidding me? That took damage. God damn it, are you fucking... That's ridiculous. And then when he finally catches up with her, he's like, running off alone was dangerous and stupid. And then she does some first aid, and when I say first aid, I mean she puts some gauze over his wound, over his clothes. Like he was wearing his uniform, and she just wrapped some band-aids over the uniform. It was really dumb. And then she gets fucking pecker slapped by Mr. X, or no, it was G. It was Birkin. Birkin pecker slapped her on the, what was it? The trail, the tram, the fucking subway car, whatever you want to call it. And she got all busted up, and then Leon returned the favor and gave her better CPR than she gave him. Not CPR, first aid. And she was like, what the fuck, man? And he's like, I don't know, chauvinism? She's like, yeah, I guess. And then he runs off, like, to do a thing, and she fucking ditches him. Oh no! The fucking jacket! You have sullied his jacket! How dare you stand where he stood! You bastard! I must reclaim the honor of Leon's jacket! Wow, that fucking whooped ass. Anyway, then she ditches him again. And they only meet up again, and fucking Annette is like, yo, that bitch is secret agent or whatever. And Leon's like, what? Like, I'm just a cop. I'm just trying to get the fuck out of here alive. Like, he has no fucking, like, he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't know anything about Umbrella. Like, why would him learning that Ada's a double agent or what have you, trying to get the G virus, a sample of the G virus, why would that matter to him? And then she saves him from, Mr. X. And he kind of kisses her as she's dying. And I bet she was kind of like, dude, we barely know each other, stop kissing me, it's a little weird. As she's dying. but then she wasn't dead because she threw down the rocket launcher for him to use to kill Birkin with. Oh, for fuck's sake. How dare you sully Leon's jacket! Avenge the jacket! Avenge, you fucking asshole! All of you people are fucking jerks. I don't like you. Yeah! This looks like Leon's jacket. Why is he wearing it? Leon's jacket has been avenged. That jacket costs like fucking $500 or some shit. Leon's jacket! Where am I supposed to go now? Yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's a trap. Do not fall into the trap of trying to talk about the story of Resident Evil in the previous games, because it's not going to go well for anyone involved. Look at this shitty FMV. I can't handle it. It looks like someone just smeared a fucking assload of Vaseline on my TV whenever an FMV starts playing. I think they just ripped... Again, it doesn't even feel like they just ripped the video files out of the PS2 disc. It feels like they recorded the PS2 playing these video files on the TV, and then just took the video recording and put it on this. This is just the Steam version, too.
Just remember, if you become unpleasant to our eyes, you'll face severe consequences.
What? Same blood. And then they cut out the conversation he has with Hunnigan on the codec before turning around and going through that door again. See, like, look, no, he pulled out his codec and talked to Hunnigan, and then he went back in there. That's a lie. You're lying to me, FMV. Hell, I didn't even get this cutscene the first time I played. Woman in the red dress. There's only 2 other women in my life I know that wear that shade. And the other one's a brunette. Actually, I think Claire's implied to be a redhead. Who, where, when, how? Who? Answer me. Why? What? So here's that weirdly out-of-place sacrificial altar that we passed through as Leon, but never had any interaction with. Which, again, makes me think that this was kind of cobbled together. Fuck, I'm dead. The fucking L2 and R2, I'm used to it being L1 and R1. I knew that was gonna screw me up. It's been too long since I fucking recorded the finale. There we go. That was my favorite thigh. You bastard. It looks so awkward immediately cutting from shitty FMV to in-game graphics. Oh right, we're at nighttime now. So the parasites are active. Man, do I still not have it? There we go. Jesus Christ. I was like, what? Let's stick with the shotgun for a little while though. It's not like Ada really has any bosses to speak of. She only really has like 1 or 2 boss encounters. I think... No, I wouldn't say El Gigante counts as a boss. Why? Why did they drag her all the way here just to fucking axe her on the... Like, what? Why? Whatever. Excuse me. I don't appreciate... Are you kidding me, dude? Go fuck yourself. How about that? It's a waste of ammo. I have a little bit of a scratch in my throat. I guess I should have bought the sniper rifle, if I'm kinda... Wow! Awesome. That's like, lucky. Again, I pointed this out in the main game, but apparently, like... why would Ada go on a mission into rural Europe wearing this fucking dress? That's so dumb! This ornate, elegant dress and heels and a choker with a fucking, like, ribbon strands trailing behind her that anyone can grab a hold of. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Ada? Again, in Resident Evil 2, it was implied the reason she was in a red dress was because it was just a regular night out, and then the zombie apocalypse happened around her. But no, apparently, according to Resident Evil 4, this is just her thing. She wears red dresses when out on missions. That's her deal.
Gotta select.
That's so fucking silly.
Is that all? Thank you. Is that all? Is that all? Is that all?
Fuck.
I'll buy it. Is that all? Is that all?
God damn it!
Is that all? Thank you.
Yeah, we're good.
What are you
Let's
buying?
see here.
Is that all?
Yeah, why not? And give me that rifle.
Thank you.
I don't need the scope. I'm an MLG pro. Let's check the map. Really? Wait, where is that? What the fuck? Where am I supposed to go? What is happening here? What is my objective? I'm confused. Apparently I need to go down to the boss arena that you fight Mendez in. I can't imagine why. I don't remember this. I play Separate Ways so infrequently. I have, like, none of this committed to memory whatsoever. So she's supposed to get the beer stain. Oh, okay. That explains it. Didn't I kill one of these? Yeah, I think in mission 1 you fight and kill the blue one on the bridge. Excuse me. I don't think this qualifies as a boss though. I mean, they're just female Dr. Salvadors. How did Ada know that the lift activation key was here? Like, this location was marked on her map as the place that she needed to go. Don't think about it. It's weird that Separate Ways is mission-based the way it is, too, because Resident Evil, like, the main game of Resident Evil 4 was split up in terms of chapters. But hold on, I just realized how fucking terribly organized my attaché case is. There we go. That's better. Need bigger attaché case. Anyway. It is split up by chapter breaks, but it's still all one linear sequence from beginning to end, and it's just split up. And that's the Devil May Cry. It's funny when you think about it, because you could actually have the entirety of Resident Evil 4 play out from beginning to end without those chapter breaks. And have it be, like, not necessarily an explorable locale like the Spencer estate was, but you don't necessarily need those chapter breaks. It feels like, you know, Shinji Mikami saw that they were doing that in Devil May Cry and added it in because he was like, that's pretty cool, I kinda like that. Yeah. That's always what you want to happen. That's always what you want to happen. It's a grammatically sound, structured sentence. Excuse me, good sirs. I might just run right past you because I kind of don't care. Squeeze me. Squeeze me. Hey, merchant. Don't accidentally get killed while I'm talking to you. Hey, his eyes aren't glowing for some reason. I would suspect that to be because of laziness.
Come back anytime.
His eyes are supposed to glow red just like everyone else's because it's nighttime. And it's extra funny because Devil May Cry 1 was in a Spencer Estate-esque mansion-type location that you could conceivably see just not having any breaks in between whatsoever, and you just play through the entire game from point A to point B, like what the Spencer Estate was, because of its roots as a Resident Evil game. And they said, okay, because it's not Resident Evil anymore and it's an action game, let's have these chapter breaks, and in the chapter breaks we'll explain to the player what their objectives should be, and telling them where they should go and giving them a hint on what they're supposed to be doing. Because, like, Devil May Cry was being its own, not actually Resident Evil thing at that point. But then, like, it feels like Shinji Mikami saw him doing that and was like, I like that. Let's actually use that in Resident Evil 4, appropriately enough because Devil May Cry was going to be Resident Evil 4, even though the reason they put those breaks in was because it wasn't Resident Evil 4 anymore. And then you could argue that this game is so dramatically removed from what classic Resident Evil games were that it still makes sense and kind of isn't Resident Evil anymore, and oh, the layers. The layers. That they split up Resident Evil 4 with chapter breaks like that. But then you get to Separate Ways here, and Separate Ways is purely mission-oriented.
Welcome.
Oh, now he has the fucking red eyes.
Come back.
He can just turn them on and off, I guess. I guess when he's inside a building, he doesn't have the red eyes. That's not how that works. Itch in the throat. Anyway, it's just, I don't know, peculiar to a degree. Like, you'll see even more pronounced after this chapter, because after this, Ada is going to be in the castle, but we're not going to see how she got to the castle. And when you think about it, it's kind of weird how she got to the castle, because Leon and Ashley got to the castle and they pulled up the drawbridge behind them. So she must have gotten into the castle before Ashley and Leon did, right? And they just don't explain it. It happens entirely off screen. And Ada getting into Mendez's room and what she was doing in there and why also happened off screen and doesn't seem to have any real explanation. Just all these funny little niggling things because you're with Leon from beginning to end and you know where he's going and why. Oh, I guess you don't necessarily always know why with this game. But you're with him 100% of your progression through the game. But with Separate Ways here, when the second Ada's off screen, she just kind of starts doing her own thing. So yeah, weird that they had two El Gigantes here. One fights Ada, the other one fights Leon when he comes through here with Ashley. And no, he has not come through here yet. Holy shit! You see what I mean about Ada not really having any boss fights? Wow! What the hell? Hold on here. What are my fucking stats on this? Yeah, that would do it. This is a no, it's a blacktail. Huh. I thought she used the Punisher. Man, Leon can't catch a break. I want him to have his own unique handgun. But the Red 9 is used by Luis. Ada's using the Blacktail. Man, just can't catch a break. Okay, do not trigger the cutscene. I need... No!
You guys go on ahead. Louis.
So yeah, Ada shows up immediately after the Cabin of Soul.
Hey, señorita, got a light and some smokes to go with it to make my day?
Where's the sample?
Okay, we skipped the foreplay. As a matter of fact, I was just going to get it. Where's the love, baby?
Sounds like fun to me. Just hurry up.
Okay, lady. Where do you stand on all of this? Exactly what kind of group are you working for?
There are some things in the world better off not knowing. This is one of them.
Wink, wink.
Fine, I can take a hint. I don't care who you are, as long as you get rid of that old man and his religious friends.
God damn it! I didn't get the beer steam! How are you supposed to get that?
Among all the people involved in this, Luis Serra has the least entanglements. He works for no organization, preferring to move on his own. I'm the one who told the organization of his importance. I did it because I like him. His history betrays an enthusiasm I once shared. It was a stroke of luck that I happened to intercept his email for help. It seems he can't trust the police, so he sent the email to an old friend from college. He must have thought his friend was still alive. At any rate, that's how I managed to find him. Apparently, he's been conducting his own investigation of the cult while doing research on Las Plagas. A brilliant scientist. He's accumulated a pile of data and pieced it all together. Must be why Sadler hired him. Too bad Sarah's snooping has aroused his suspicion. When I told him who I was, he practically begged to be taken into custody. He needed protection. He said, I have no love for Las Plagas or this stupid cult. I want out. I just want peace and quiet again. I ordered him to bring me a Master Plaga specimen, a sample for evidence. Looks like he's one of the few people whom Sadler actually trusts. Tracking him down and getting my hands on the sample shouldn't be difficult. I doubt the cult
What the
would
fuck is that
succumb to
cutscene?
escape, though. I'll have to guide this along if I want it to go smoothly.
What was that from? Did you see that? That little clip of Luis being shot in the shoulder and looking up and pointing his gun and firing. That's not in the game. What the fuck is that from? Do you see what I mean about how they kind of cobbled this together from cut content? That's so weird, right? Anyway, again, these little story tidbits are the only good part about Separate Ways. Because, A, giving a little bit of background for Luis and giving attention to him, and he was one of the coolest fucking parts about fucking RE4, and everyone super loved him. So I don't mind a little bit of fan service of that nature. Look at the disparate difference there. Mission 1 took 19 minutes, Mission 2 took, like, almost 40. Oh, Separate Ways. It only gets sillier from here.